I talk about stuff. Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've made videos. I think the reason I kind of stopped was because I had a bit of a change in political opinion, or at least a bit of a leveling of political opinion. For the first, I don't know how many videos I made, probably like 10 or 12 videos. I was pretty much on a hard, like, right-wing curve. So how that happened was I started off being a really big conspiracy theorist, like believing in the New World Order, believing in Nibiru, coming, the planet coming by and ending the world and all that kind of stuff. So I was really hard into conspiracy theories. So a natural progression of that is because to be a conspiracy theorist, you have to be really, really opinionated, and you have to be really, really like, you're wrong, here's why you're wrong, stuff like that. And of course, now I see that a lot of those things have flaws, but a right-wing approach is a natural progression of that, because a lot of the conspiracy theorists are right-wing. Like Alex Jones is a right-wing commentator. He not only preaches his conspiracy theories, he also preaches about right-wing ideologies. So as I first left home and moved to college, I had a lot of time by myself, and I ended up just, the YouTube algorithm really pushes people down a certain direction, so you start off and you're like watching some conspiracy theory videos, and then you see, some of the viral videos of like Ben Shapiro destroys videos. And if you don't know anything about politics, if you don't know anything about transgenders, because I didn't at all back then either. I was like, transgenders, what's that, So it was him debating, transgenders, saying, why aren't you 60? Why aren't you 60? Like, why can't you just choose to be 60? And you can choose your gender, but you can't choose your age. And now that's such a dumb argument. That doesn't make any sense. Because obviously time is a linear progression that happens based on the world around us. Like, a gender is not the same thing. Now, that's not to say that I'm a major left-wing nut at the moment. I'd say I want to say centrist, but I don't think that really chalks it up either, because I don't like that terminology. I kind of just see both sides' points. And the way that kind of happened was I was like, well, if I want to actually debate a liberal, I know that right-wing ideology is correct, but if I want to debate a liberal, I have to look up liberal channels, right, and look up what the left is actually saying. So I went to like places like Secular Talk, and I went to like David Pakman, and I started watching their videos, and I realized that Kyle Kulinski is actually a pretty reasonable person, and a lot of his points make complete sense, and they actually make you think, like, should we really be looking at the world like you're basing it all off the economy, or should you be looking at it more like people matter, and so we'll build a world around making people happy as the first priority, and then after that we try to make everything else fit in. And that's where, like, a lot of right-wing people say, oh, well, how do we pay for it, right? Like the Green New Deal, for example, like changing the infrastructure of North America to try and make it more available that you can get healthy food, more available that you can get see nature, you can go outside, like parks and cities and stuff like that, and redoing lots of buildings, redoing things like that to make the environment impact less. Obviously, you first hear that and you're like, yeah, obviously that makes complete sense. Like, why wouldn't you want that? But then the right-wingers will be like, no, you definitely can't do that. That's going to cost billions and billions of dollars. That it'll be ridiculous. And I used to agree with that, but then I realized, especially during this pandemic, like, they have as much money as they need for whatever they need it for. So if there's like a huge priority to change the environmental impact and make people's lives better, you can definitely do that. If you need universal health care, you can definitely do that. I just don't see there being a limit on, I mean, of course there is a limit. You can't just have everything. But something like changing the infrastructure, you could set out a 50-year plan, right? So the the budget of the United States is like 5.5 trillion, and I think I did a video on this actually for universal basic income, and I was showing how ridiculous universal basic income was. But I actually don't know if I agree fully with that anymore, because now I'm seeing the corporate bailouts that the Federal Reserve is giving to bail out these corporations is ridiculous. It's something like $30 trillion they pumped out during the pandemic, right? So if you put out a 50-year plan to change the infrastructure of the United States, even if it costs $50 trillion, you know, $1 trillion a year sounds like a ton, but to change the entire environment of the United States to make everyone happier, healthier, like heart disease is a huge issue right now in the United States, and the only way to really fix that is to change the whole climate, because the poor people can only really afford, well, actually, ironically, fast food is more expensive than going and buying cheap, healthy food at the store. But it's also a matter of how much time people have. Like, if people have to work 3 different jobs, they don't always have time to buy the healthy food at the store for cheap and then go home and cook it. They have to settle for going to the nearest fast food restaurant and then going to their next job. Anyway, I didn't want to make this video about universal basic income, but that would allow those people to have a little bit of leeway and be able to eat a little bit healthier, because they could maybe quit one of their jobs. They would only have to work one job, and then they could, you know, go and buy that healthy food and have that little bit of extra time to cook and eat healthy. And then, you know, a healthier person is a happier person, and then maybe they could expand, you know, maybe start a business, maybe do something on the side, and then they could actually start making money and maybe building up, and then you could expand the middle class that way. But anyway, I probably going to end this video here. I brought this up. This is an abortion argument from a long time ago. I'm not going to show you guys the whole thing right now. What you see here is not what my opinion is currently. This is my opinion about a year and a half ago or so. So I'm going to probably be going through this maybe in another video. I think I'm going to hopefully be starting to make them semi-occasionally now. No promises on how occasional. And I'm also going to be making it a little bit less structured, so like I'm just sitting here winging it in front of the camera. But yeah, so I think that is going to be it for this video. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit of what my opinions have done and what I've been up to. And we can look into that a little bit more in the future. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Actually, don't favorite, because I don't think favorites are actually a thing anymore, but I've been so used to saying that for so long that I just do. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.